There is a voice in your head that never seems to stop talking. It is the silent narrator of your life, but lately it has turned into a prison. It wakes you up at 3 in the morning, dragging you back to a mistake you made 5 years ago. It constructs terrifying scenarios for tomorrow, tragedies that haven't happened and likely never will. You want to turn it off. You reach for the stop button, but there isn't one. The harder you try to silence the noise, the louder it screams. You are caught in a spiral, a chaotic ball of tangled thoughts that only grows tighter the more you pull. We live in an age where we have mastered the world around us, but we are losing the war within our own minds. This is the modern plague, overthinking. It isn't deep reflection. It isn't wisdom. It is a loop. You are like a hamster on a wheel, running with a desperate intensity, exhausting your very soul, only to find that you haven't moved an inch from where you started. You are living in a body that exists in the present, but your mind is being held hostage in a past that is dead, or a future that is still a ghost. If this feels familiar, if you are drowning in the flood of your own consciousness, I want you to know that you are not broken. You simply have a high-performance engine without a brake. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once warned us that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. We are the architects of our own torment, building walls out of shadows and fear. But there is a way to step out of the storm. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who is aware of them, and in that awareness lies your freedom. Welcome to the still mind, a quiet stop for the soul, a place where we sit together, listen to the silent pains, and find our way back to the stillness that exists within the noise. Chapter 1. The Prosecutor. To silence the mind, we must first identify the speaker. There is a character living in your head who believes his job is to judge you. Let us call him the prosecutor. Inside your mind, a trial is held 24 hours a day. You are the defendant, you are the defense attorney, and you are the judge. But the prosecutor, he is always the loudest voice in the room. He is the one with the magnifying glass, obsessing over the smallest cracks in your character. He asks, "Why did you say that? Why did they look at you like that? You're going to fail, aren't you?" Why is the brain so cruel? To understand this, we must forgive our biology. Evolution did not design your mind for happiness. It designed it for survival. Our ancestors did not survive by being optimists. They survived by being anxious. A rustle in the bushes might be a tiger. It was safer to be wrong and afraid than to be right and dead. You are the descendant of the most paranoid cavemen in history. Your overthinking is simply a survival mechanism that has lost its way. It is a radar scanning for threats in a world that is relatively safe. But today, there are no tigers, so the prosecutor turns his gaze towards other things: a slow email reply, a vague comment from a friend, the number in your bank account. He treats a social awkwardness as a lethal threat. He plays a film of your most embarrassing memories on an endless loop until they feel like present reality. The problem is, you believe him, you argue with him, you try to prove him wrong, but you cannot win an argument with your own mind. The more you fight, the more fuel you give him. Overthinking is the ego's desperate attempt to control a world that is inherently uncontrollable. It is a defense mechanism that has turned into a cage. To escape this courtroom, you do not need a better defense attorney. You need to realize that the trial itself is an illusion. You need to walk out of the room. Chapter 2. The Illusion of Control. Why do we think so much? Because deep down, we possess a burning, hopeless desire. We want to control the future. You overthink because you believe that if you analyze every variable, if you replay every possibility, you can prevent the pain of the unknown. You are trying to build a dam against the ocean of life using nothing but your thoughts. The Stoic masters had a map for peace. They called it the Dichotomy of Control. They divided the entire universe into two simple halves. One half is what is up to us. The other half is what is not up to us. The first half, the circle of your power, is tiny. It consists only of your thoughts and your actions in this precise moment, like a single candle burning inside a glass house while the hurricane rages outside. But overthinking forces you to run out of that glass house. It forces you to take responsibility for the entire hurricane. You try to control the opinions of others, the mistakes of your past, and the uncertainty of your future. It is the definition of madness. Overthinking is a poison that you brew for yourself. You drink it because you think it is medicine, but in reality, it is paralyzing your ability to act. It turns your clarity into a thick black ink that stains everything you see. Your mind is like a lighthouse on a jagged cliff. Mental exhaustion happens when your light, your attention, tries to scan 1,000 targets at once. Eventually, the bulb burns out and you are left in total darkness. You are carrying a massive sack on your back, filled with 1,000 ticking clocks. Each one represents a what-if about tomorrow. But tomorrow does not exist. It is only a ghost created by your anxiety. And the past? It is a book that has been sealed. You can reread the pages until your eyes bleed, but you can never change a single comma. To think otherwise is a cruel waste of your vital energy. The Zen master Zhuangzi spoke of empty boats. Other people's opinions of you are like those boats drifting on a misty sea. They pass by your life, but you do not need to climb aboard and sink with them. Marcus Aurelius advised us to narrow our focus. Do not look at the long, grueling road ahead. Just focus on the single step right in front of you. Let the rest of the world worry about the rest of the world. In the philosophy of wabi-sabi, imperfection is the only truth. We overthink because we fear making a mistake, but a good enough decision made now is 1,000 times better than a perfect one that is never born. Acceptance is not giving up. It is acknowledging that it is raining. Getting angry at the rain will not make it stop. When you stop resisting reality, the energy you were using to fight will finally begin to flow. Be like the water. Water does not argue with the rock in its path. It simply flows around it and continues its journey. This is the art of Wu Wei, action through non-resistance. You cannot control the storm, but you can build a fortress, a place within your mind that is unshakable. Healing is a process of subtraction. It is the art of wiping away the dust of expectations to find the mirror of your true self. The first practice, the don't know mind. Overthinking lives on the belief that you must know the answer. Practice saying, I don't know. When the mind predicts disaster, stop and admit, right now, I simply don't know what will happen. This is the key that unlocks the prosecutor's cage. The second practice, externalizing. Do not let the trial happen inside your head. Bring the prosecutor into the light of a journal. When you write your fears down, they stop being reality and become just ink on paper. Each anxious thought is like a pebble thrown into a still lake. Do not try to stop the pebble. Let the ripples happen and wait. The stillness of the lake is your true nature, not the temporary ripples. The third practice, anchor to the body. Overthinking is being trapped from the neck up. To escape, move your attention down. Feel the texture of the wood, the weight of your feet, the coldness of the air. Return to your senses. Finally, make friends with your inner critic. Do not fight him. Smile and say, "I hear you. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I am safe now." When you stop resisting, he loses his reason to scream. Letting go of overthinking is not about becoming lazy. It's about reclaiming the life force you've been wasting so you can use it for what truly matters. Your mind is not your enemy. It is a tool that has been overused. By building your inner citadel, you're inviting the stillness to finally come home. You are no longer running in a maze. You are standing on the peak, looking down with clarity and peace. Let your thoughts be like clouds. You are the vast, unchanging sky behind them, forever silent, forever free. It is time to be still. I am the still mind. Thank you for sharing this silence with me.